From wind and solar leases to higher interest rates, there are a number of factors that can impact ag land values. We want to get an update now on the latest trends as we check in with the American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers. The guy to do it for us, Spencer Smith. Spencer, thanks for being here. So let's talk changes maybe that you have seen in land values, say over the past year. What have you seen?
Yeah, absolutely. We are starting to see kind of what has happened over the last 6 to 12 months across the Midwest. We've got some data that's coming out today, just within the last hour, from the Realtors Land Institute in Iowa chapter, where they have reported that over the last 6 months, statewide land values are down roughly 1%. Year over year, they are down roughly 6% in the state of Iowa. So we are seeing a slight reduction in land values. The American Society of Professional Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers, our Illinois chapter, is going to be publishing their data tomorrow. So a little bit of a kind of a coming out before the data's out, but in Illinois, we're seeing very similar trends. We are roughly flat across the board in the state of Illinois with land values, but excellent quality land in the state of Illinois is averaging right above $16,000 an acre and is down roughly 3.29% from last year. Good quality land is averaging around 12.6 an acre, and that's down just less than one percentage point. So we are seeing a slight decrease right now. There's a lot of factors going into that, but we're not certainly falling back down into an 80s type scenario or anything like that. But we are certainly see some things slide back down to maybe a new normal from where we've been over the last 24 to 36 months.
Yeah, I appreciate, by the way, the scoop on giving us those numbers before the report tomorrow. So,
Sure.
Spencer, as you said, listen, what are the factors here? Why are we seeing this trend? And a lot of people may point to higher interest rates. Do you think that's really having an impact on this market?
Yeah, absolutely. Interest rates are going to have a factor no matter what when it comes to land values. Whether that's actually borrowing money on the asset that you're purchasing, or if we're simply looking at the cost of operations. A lot of the viewers on here are directly operating or farm operators across the country. They understand what operating notes have done over the last year or two. If they've bought a farm, they know what's happening with 30-year mortgage notes or 20-year, 6.5%, 7%. Is certainly something that's a little different than maybe an environment we were in 24 months ago with 3.5% to 4% interest rates. That changes things a little bit. And so interest rates are certainly something we're watching. Additionally, we're also keeping an eye on just profitability across the Midwest. In Illinois and Iowa, we had record yields in some areas. However, we did not have record profitability. So those two do not always correlate. And so we're starting to see that because 60+% of our farmland buyers in Illinois are farmers. And that is something that, as the American farmer doesn't make as much money, they're not able to buy land at such a high price. So we're starting to see this kind of regress back down from where we've been back into kind of a new normal. And so corn and soybean markets certainly lead the trend on that. And the land prices will always follow suit slowly but surely.
Well, unfortunately, Spencer, out of time, but I know that wind and solar leases really affecting sale prices as well. We'll have to get you back here and finish up this conversation, but I do appreciate all the information you've given us. Always great to have you. Spencer Smith with the American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers.